The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Get that drink in there, Ron. Okay, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this, nice nose hair, Ron, for this 8th day of November, Friday afternoon, 2024, and today we have Game 2 of our American League Championship Series between the Minnesota Twins and the Vikings and the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox Game 1 winners 5-1 thanks to a grand slam in the 8th inning from Todd Benzinger. Yeah, you all had that one in the bingo card, didn't you? Off of poor German Gonzalez, who retired the first two batters with the bases loaded in the 8th via strikeouts, and then Todd B took him deep. And when I went back and watched the clip of that grand slam, Benzinger had a 7% chance of doing it, which surprised the daylights out of me as well. So in game number 2, it will be Alan Anderson, the young guy from the Minnesota Twins who hasn't pitched in a while, versus Bruce Hurst. Well, if the Red Sox don't continue past the series, potentially making his last start at Fenway Park before he goes to San Diego for the future. So this is a night game, a rainy night at Fenway Park for this one. But again, we don't do rain outs. There might be a rain delay, but that was the case for game 1 as well. So the Twins looking to go back to the Metrodome with a split. The Red Sox would love to make the Twins have to make a tough decision on who to go with in game 3. I would imagine, because I'm not doing the Twins at all this series, that we would do Blyleven in game 3, because that's what they would have done in real life, or Les Straker or Freddie Tolliver. It is not a strong rotation after Viola and Anderson. Twins really need this one, but they are home after this. Red Sox trying to get a 2-0 lead on the Twins next, as Retro Sports Network presents the 1988 American League Championship Series replay. Today from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, it is the Boston Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Bruce Hurst, as you can see, taking his warm-up tosses here at Fenway. Hurst, in his last year with the Red Sox, 19-10 with a 4.16 ERA. The one relief appearance that he did not get, which he had in real life, came in a warm-up game in Cleveland the last day of the season. Hurst is 30, fastball at 90, standard pitcher. He is 13th in strikeouts, 4th in wins, but that 4.16 ERA, middle of the road, 30th overall. Third start against the Twins, and Minnesota's had his number. 13 innings, 13 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 10 walks and 9 strikeouts, and he is 0-2 with an ERA of 5.54. Happy Friday, Tim. His last start, as we said, came against Toronto the last Wednesday of the season, the Red Sox home finale. He went the distance in a 3-2 win, 9 innings, 111 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a home run, no walks, which is interesting because twice after the 1st of August, he allowed more than 5. He struck out 10. Overall for Hurst, 233 2/3, 223 hits, 116 runs, 108 earned, 25 homers, 93 walks, and 177 strikeouts. I was trying to get through all the play balls before we could get there, but apparently not. Here's how the Twins will line up in Game 2. Dan Gladden in left will lead off. Tommy Herr at second will bat second. Kent Hrbek is at first today. He'll bat third. Kirby Puckett cleans up in center field. Gary Gaetti at third will bat fifth. Mean Gene the hit machine Larkin, the DH, will go sixth. Greg Gagne at short batting seventh. Tim Loudner behind the plate will go eighth. John Moses gets the call over Randy Bush with the left-handed Hurst on the mound. He'll bat ninth, and Hurst can go as long as he wants. Yes, thank you. Goodness gracious. Defensively for Boston, Mike Greenwell, a 5 and a 3 in left. There's actually no changes since for the Red Sox in the defense. Ellis Hurst is Ellis Burks. First day, new tongue. Ellis Burks is 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans is 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs is 7 at third. Jody Reed a 3 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. I thought about in the middle of game one whether Larry Parrish would play first or not, but since Todd B hit that grand slam, he's at first. He's a 2. Rick Cerrone behind the plate with a lefty Anderson on the mound. He's a 7 and a 4, and Hurst is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Gladden versus Clemens went 0 for 4 in game one with 2 strikeouts. So the plan is a split doubleheader on Sunday, both the game 3s. And if you're not part of the Facebook group, you should be, Retro Sports Network, where we post the schedule updates. Monday and Tuesday are night games because I got stuff going on during the day. But the game 4s will be Monday or Tuesday, depending on which series you're following. 63 degrees, light rain, wind coming in from the turnpike at 5. And we start game 2 with a strikeout. Hurst got him on a 2-2 fastball, 1 out. Tommy Herr went 2 for 3 in game 1. He singled twice, walked, struck out, and scored. Hurst deals. There's a slow chopper to Reed. Jody has it. Over to Benzinger, Herr in a hurry, and Tommy is out on a bang-banger. 2 out for Herbeck. It was a DH for game 1. Herbeck and Larkin are just going to flop over the course of the series. Neither one is all that great defensively. Herbeck, 2 for 4, a single and a double in game 1. Into right center, Burks rides the Schwinn. Ellis is there, makes the great sliding catch on the grass, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. Minnesota nothing. Here come the Sox. But first, we're going to tell you about Alan Anderson, 24 years old. More known, I think, in baseball and circles for the good job he did with the 91 Twins in their World Series run. But he got here, I believe this was his rookie year. 16 and 6 with a 3.12 ERA in his 30 starts. 9th in ERA, not a strikeout artist, he only fanned 96. 13 in wins. His fastball is 85, and he's a ground ball pitcher. Against Boston, 2 starts where he's pitched well. 13 and a third innings, 13 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 5. 1-0 against the Red Sox with a 2.70 ERA. How you doing, John? The Red Sox hit 271 off him. He last pitched on the 27th, so plenty of rest for Allen, and an 8-5 win over Oakland. 6 innings, 97 pitches, 12 hits, 5 runs all earned, a home run, and 2 strikeouts. Now, he's won 2 of his last 3 decisions, but he lost 4 straight before. So we'll see how much there's left in the arm for Allen as we move along this afternoon. 207 and 2/3. It's been a long day already. 188 hits, 81 runs, 72 earned, 20 home runs. He's walked 42. He struck out 96. He is a pitch-to-contact pitcher. Red Sox line up like this. Wade Boggs at third will lead off. Marty Barrett at second will bat second. Dwight Evans in right will go third. Mike Greenwell cleans up in left. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, will go sixth. Todd Benzinger, the hero of Game 1, will bat seventh at first base. Jody Reed at short goes eighth. And Rick Cerrone again with the lefty Anderson on the mound will bat ninth behind the plate. Anderson can give you 7 to 8. We'll see. Defensively for the Twins, it's Dan Gladden who's an 8 and a 7 in left. Kirby Puckett, who always makes great plays, a 10 and an 8 in center. And it's John Moses in right. He's a 6 and a 3. Gary Gaetti at 10 at third. Greg Gagne a 5 at short. Tommy Herr is a 5 at second. Kent Herbeck is a 3 at first. Labner a 7 and a 4 behind the plate. And Anderson a 7 on the mound with a .956 fielding percentage. Boggs walked twice in game 1. He went 1 for 2 with a run scored. And just so we're completely on level with this, even in Minnesota, I'll be managing the Red Sox. But when I feel Minnesota needs to make a pitching change before the computer can, just like I did in game 1, I will make that change. We try to play these as fair as possible. Pitch to Boggs to start game 2. Into left center. Puckett moving back. And there is 1 out. For Marty Barrett, who went 1 for 4. He singled, scored, and struck out. Interesting that this is a night game and we're using the daytime picture. We'll be curious to see the first time we change a pitcher whether the stadium picture reverts. That was so cool. Pitch to Barrett. There's a ground ball to Gagne. Greg has it. Long throw to Herbeck for the out, 2 away. For Dwight Evans, Dewey and Greenwell are flopped in the lineup today. Dwight 1 for 2 in game 1. He walked twice, singled, and scored. Got him. So that'll do it. Anderson gets the Red Sox in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, no score. So, you two watching in the chat, Kirby Puckett, by the way, 0 for 3 with an RBI. We're going to split doubleheader Sunday. Noon, and I said 7, but I realized that's going up against the late games. So we'll do noon and 7:30. What order would you like them in? Do you want the Mets and Reds first, or these two teams first? Game 4 of the Reds and Mets will be Monday, and these two teams will play Game 4 Tuesday, and they're both night games, 7 Eastern, because I got stuff going on during the day. But you tell me what order you want Sunday's doubleheader. Pitch to Puckett. There's a base hit into center field, and Burks will pick it up off the wet grass. So the first hit for the Twins, here's Gary Gaetti in game 1, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Gaetti hobbled with a bad knee, I believe it was. However, he did play as a DH down the stretch, and so he's in there, and he's in there at third. We'll just pretend that he's not a great fielder. Pitch to Gary. There's a high fly ball, and that one is out of Fenway. Oh, my goodness gracious. Gaetti just made that ball pay. That's over everything at Fenway. And on to the Mass Pike. It's 2-0 Twins. Holy schmoly. Gary Gaetti turned that meatball into a sub. Happy Friday, Big Dave. How are you? My goodness. So the Twins have already doubled their output from game 1. 2-0 Twins. Here's Larkin. Gene walked, struck out, went 0 for 2 in game 1. There's a base hit. Pass Greenwell down in the corner. The throw to second is not in time. In fact, it's cut off by Reed, and that's a double. So the Twins came loaded for bear here to start game 2. So Tribe Fan would like to see the NLCS go first. So we'll let the other people watching let me know. Noon and 7:30. I'll change that in the Facebook group. But my thought would be to do the Reds and the Mets first. Gagne went 0 for 3 in game 1, grounded into a double play and struck out. Larkin on second, nobody out. Gagne rips this one into left. So Larkin, will he round third and score on Greenwell? Yep, you're going to try it. Greenwell uncorks one. There's still nobody out. The play at the plate. That's not close. And so it's 3-0. They throw down to second. Cagney's in there. Well, you can tell Uncle Mo didn't really want to wear a Red Sox jersey after the grand slam on Game 1. Twins have a 3 spot here in the second. Nobody out for Loudner, who struck out all 3 times. He came up in Game 1. Hurst winds and fires, struck him out. A 1-2 fastball got him swinging. For John Moses, who did not play in Game 1, on the replay, must have been used as a defensive replacement a lot. He hit .310, a homer, and 40 RBI. Surprisingly enough, as a left-handed hitter, or switch hitter, he only had 10 at-bats against lefty pitching. Not what I would have thought. Then again, thinking and me are not necessarily decent friends. Gagne on second. Moses a ground ball to Reed. Jody throws to first. And John is retired. And Gagne will hold. 2 out for Gladden. Opening 9 for Hurst. Red Sox fans are feeling it. 40 pitches, 9 batters, inning and 2/3, 4 hits. The mammoth shot from Gaetti, and 2 strikeouts. Mike in the truck, how are you? Gladden struck out to start the ball game. Popped up, left side. Reed has it for the out. So it'll be 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Again, Gary Gaetti put one in the back of a truck they'll find in Worcester. After an inning and a half, 3-0 Twins. While Mike in the truck might be in a raptured audience here, I highly, highly like the suggestion of you releasing the finders just as finders for the other quick play, so that other people can play the quick play games. If you played Family Football Plus, Greenwell, by the way, 1 for 4 in Game 1, an single, an RBI, a run scored, and a strikeout. Family Football Plus has the finders, I think, on a 2D6 system for touchdowns for both running and passing. And so he had wondered, because of his game and a lot of the seasons in fast drive football and the new drive time football, you know, that they're how they scored, but not who they scored. I think it's a marvelous idea. Just saying. Don't make too much work for yourself, but I think people would like that. Pitch to Greenwell is a fly ball opposite way. Gladden dodges the raindrops, makes the catch, 1 out. Ellis Burks 0 for 4 in Game 1. He struck out 3 times. Alan Anderson, understandably, would be nervous coming into not only a playoff game, but one on the road. Has to have the butterflies settled with that 3-run cushion his team gave him in the top of the second. As I say that, Burks draws the walk. For Jim Rice, Jim 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in Game 1. I'm tempted to steal, but I want to make sure that Anderson throws to first, so we're going to swing. He goes to first. Thank you. Burks is back, and Burks is going to go. Loudner throws down to her. Burks slides, and Ellis has it stolen. Red Sox old-timers have passed out that they actually have a stolen base in a playoff game. So Rice can't hit into a double play now. Burks on second, 1 out. Rice at the plate. High fly ball. Back goes Gladden, and that ball is gone. It's a 3-2 ball game. The old man has homered here in Game 2. Right down the line and left, and somewhere, somehow, in a suburb of Chicago, you could just kind of see Carlton Fisk giving it some body English. A 3-2 game. Rice has homered here in the second. You know, much like Carl Yastrzemski in the latter stages of the '78 season, tried his best to get the Red Sox up off the canvas and into the playoffs. Jim Rice has done the same with the Red Sox down the stretch this year and got them in the playoffs. Here, what an ovation, by the way, for Todd Benzinger as he comes up. No one in the house, I guarantee you, of the 34,000 and change at Fenway Park are paying tribute to Benzinger by wearing anything that says George Hendrick on it. Todd went 2 for 4, and his 8th inning grand slam gave the Red Sox a 5-1 lead. Base hit right field. Todd's going to have quite the fan club here. So 1 on, 1 out for Jody Reed, who was 1 for 3. He had a sacrifice and struck out. 3-2 the score now. Rice with that huge home run. They had Benzinger's huge grand slam in Game 1, and Rice to quell the momentum here in Game 2. Pitch to Reed. That's up the middle for a base hit. So much like Hurst became distracted in the top of the inning, Alan Anderson has kind of lost the script here in the bottom of the second. Here's Rick Cerrone, 1 for 4 in Game 1. He had a double and a strikeout. So Benzinger on second, Reed on first. Anderson from the wind. There's a ground ball to Gagne, should be 2. Her for 1. Tommy throws to first, and that will take care of business. So, a huge inning for the Red Sox to respond. The 2-run homer from Rice. 3 hits, no errors. We go to the third. Minnesota 3, Boston 2. So, Herbeck, and Puckett. Tommy is 0 for 1. Popped up, left side. Greenwell retreats. 1 out. Did he not get there? No, it hit off the wall. Greenwell was late and couldn't quite get there. Couldn't get the glove on it. And that's a single. You're going to put on Tommy Herr? Oh. Herr tripped around first, and that's extra bases. Or it would have been. So both teams unlucky. Greenwell should have made the catch, and Herr should be standing on second. Herbeck is 0 for 1. Throw to first. And Herr should have the green light. But we will pinch out. Runner goes. Cerrone throws down to Reed. No, sir. So Herr has the steal. Herbeck at the plate. And Hurst looks lost out there. Pitch to Herbeck. Fly ball to right. Dewey makes the catch, and Herr has to go back. Is Tommy going to run? No. So 1 out for Puckett, who singled and scored on the Gaetti homer in the second. Hurst delivers. That's in the left and well hit, but the wind will hold that up, what little there is, and Greenwell will make the catch. Herr will hold again, 2 out. For Gaetti, who hit that mammoth homer over everything out there in left field in the second. His first of the postseason. On the real year, he only had 14 more at-bats than he did, or on the replay, he only had 14 more at-bats. He had 33 home runs. That was third. And his 113 RBI was 7th. So Gaetti cashed a lot of checks for the Twins in this replay. One of the reasons why they have the best record in baseball. Pitch to Gaetti. Gets away from Cerrone, and Herr will move up 90. On the wild pitch. Joe Morgan probably should come out and talk to Bruce Hurst. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Fly ball, left field. Greenwell turns And that's high off the wall. Hurst scores. Gaietti's in the second standing. And Gary is having himself a day. 4-2 Twins. Well, that's not great. I mean, that's fine. Gene Larkin doubled and scored his first time up. This series is quite interesting to me. Now it's raining here in Boston, so we might get bullpen games for both teams here. 61 degrees, and what little breeze is blowing in from that flagpole out in left center. For the first time ever in the 6 years that we've done this, I have a favorite team playing in the postseason. Now, I might have secretly not always wanted the Yankees to win, but, you guys do, and that's the whole point, is trying to figure it out. My emotions are a bit torn because I do want to play this as down the middle as I can. But I am a Red Sox fan. Pitch to Larkin. Gene in the right center. Burke should have it. He does, and that will do. Twins get another hit off the high wall ball by Gary Gaetti. He has driven in 3 of the 4 runs after 2.5. Minnesota 4, Boston 2. So Anderson kind of wondering if the tarp is going to go on the field. Wade Boggs 0 for 1. Anderson's opening 9, 40 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits. The home run to Rice, a walk and a strikeout. I will say that if the rains do force the tarpaulin, now why is it called a tarpaulin? Does anyone know? Onto the field, that would be advantage Twins. Boggs hits a ground ball to the mound. Anderson first base side, throws to first, 1 out. Marty Barrett's 0 for 1. I've always wanted to know that. We always called them tarps. But over the years, it's, tarpaulin. Pitch to Marty. Ground ball to her. Tommy has it. Throws to first. 2 out. Dwight Evans is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Twins. They've left on 2. Red Sox, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and they have left on 1. There's a ground ball to Gagne. He throws to first. And Evans is running, and did he beat it out? No, out on the bang banger, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th in game 2. Twins 4, Red Sox 2. Gagne singled and drove home a run in the 3rd. Ground ball to Reed. Jody waits. Wet baseball over to first. 1 out. They did apply that diamond dust between innings. I had to mention that that's not more than just kitty litter, is it? Tim Loudner struck out his first time up. I mean, really, can you see yourself dragging out the wagon full of the stuff, and you really want to be dragging out 50-pound bags of Tidy Fresh? I can't imagine that Diamond Dust is much different from Tidy Fresh. But yes, Tidy Fresh, the official dirt of Major League Baseball. Pitch to Loudner. Ground ball to Reed. Jody has to wait. Throws to first. Benzinger has out the glove. Loudner stretches. He's out on the bang banger. Anyone with speed would have been out. We're safe. You guys are awful quiet today. John Moses 0 for 1. Fly ball to left. Greenwell will make the catch, and that'll do. We played 3.5. No runs, no hits, no errors this time for the Twins. They lead the Red Sox, however, 4-2. So here's how the playoffs have gone so far. 2 games in Cincinnati. The Reds won 4-2 in game 1. Dwight Gooden with a complete game loss. Danny Jackson gets the win in game 2. Tom Browning beat Bobby Ojeda by the score of 4-3. And if you weren't here in Game 1, that 5-1 Red Sox score is deceiving because it was a 1-1 game in the 8th when Todd Benzinger broke it with a grand slam. Greenwell is 0 for 1. How you doing, Scotty? An unknown cat issue after Game 2 of the ALCS. There seems to be a herd of stray cats all over the field. By the way, I probably would have done one game today anyway, but we couldn't go yesterday because the cat had a vet appointment. She's no longer on the steroid that we had her on. And believe it or not, she dropped a pound in the last month. Greenwell is 0 for 1, and they were ecstatic about it. Struck him out. That's 2 for Anderson. Ellis Burks walked, stole a base, and scored. And, yep, the headline, the Red Sox manufactured a run. There's a fly ball left field. Back goes Gladden. And Dan, now just the raindrops 2 out. Here's Jim Rice. He hit a 2-run homer in the 2nd. That just hooked down the line. Again, it says rain. I can't tell you how heavy it is. Hurst is at 79 pitches. Anderson at 54. So if it's a quick delay, if we have one, they would stay in. 2 out here in the 4th. Fly ball to left. Back goes Gladden, but that will stay in the yard, and we're through 4. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th in Game 2. The Twins 4, the Red Sox 2. So top of the lineup to face Hurst. 18 batters deep, 79 pitches, 4 innings, 6 hits, the home run. He has struck out 2. Gladden 0 for 2 with a K. To Barrett. 1 out. Tommy Herr has had himself a good day. He has singled, scored, and stole a base. Popped up right side. Dewey running in. Makes the catch for the out. So we'll ask this again. It's a split doubleheader for you Sunday. Noon and 7:30. And so as Kent Herbeck steps in 0 for 2. We've got 1 vote for the NLCS being the early game. What say you watching? Base hit left field. Greenwell won't be able to get there. It's off the wall. Herbeck's into second with a stand-up double. It's the second double of the series and the 7th hit on the evening for the Twins. So here's Kirby Puckett. Kirby 1 for 2 with a run scored. Ray, how are you? Nice to have you along. Jody Reed, one of your favorite players, brings back memories when he turned down an $8 million extension with L.A. to eventually sign with a minimum for the Brewers. Why was that? I don't remember. I remember that he was with the Dodgers. Jody was one of the... I mean, he wasn't as good as Marty Barrett. But along with Greenwell and Burks, one of those players that came up that the Red Sox farm system produced that had good, solid careers, although Greenwell and Burks certainly better than Reed's. 2 out, pitch to Puckett. There's a ground ball back to Hurst. First base side of the rubber. Over to Benzinger. You guys get a commercial halfway home on a cool 50-degree day here. It's the Twins 4, the Red Sox 2. For those of you in Saugus, Beverly, Danvers, and Peabody, the secret life of Tony Esposito continues right after this. Ray, stick around. Always good to have new people here. Before we get to the summary, John says it's not kitty litter. I knew that. Diamond dust is a combination usually of pumice to absorb water, volcanic scoria that helps it to settle and be packed down, and limestone sand, which gives it some viscosity. So you think they sell that in 20-pound buckets at Petco? And Ray says he thought he was going to get a better deal in the free agent market. No, it wasn't that good. Didn't happen. Anyway, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Twins. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. Here's how he got here. Gary Gaetti, a 2-run homer in the second. A mammoth shot that left Fenway, making it 2-0. Then Greg Gagne, an RBI single to score Gene Larkin. 3-0 Twins. In the bottom of the second, Jim Rice put one down the fist pole and left to make it 3-2. And then Gary Gaetti, man, he is a monster this year, with an RBI double to score Tommy Hurst. 4-2 Twins. On this rainy night at Fenway, Alan Anderson, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The homer to Rice, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Bruce Hurst, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. The home run to Gaetti and 2 strikeouts. So Hurst not pitching great. Anderson, considering this would have been his first playoff game, has done yeoman's work. Benzinger, Reed, and Cerrone here in the 5th. Todd singled his first time up, and again gets a healthy crowd. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Pitch to Todd B. Ball 4. So again, a nice ovation. Ovation was the word I'm looking for. So full count curveball missed upstairs. 1 on for Jody Reed, who singled his first time up and is going to bunt here. Gaetti and Herbeck are back. Loudner reminds Anderson that Jody can square. Bunt is down. Loudner goes to first. Promenade, boys, promenade. Benzinger goes to second. It goes 2-4 on the bunt. So let me make sure that the mouse is not on the bunt for Cerrone, who was 0 for 1. So Todd Benzinger is on second, and Cerrone at the plate. Anderson's pitch. Ground ball right side. Moses will grab it. Benzinger around third and is going to try and score. Hurst should have had that. Benzinger trying to clutch it into overdrive. Moses does not have a good arm. The throw to Loudner is not in time. 4-3. So Tommy Hurst with a late dive, and Todd Benzinger claps his hands as his uniform gets all muddy. But it's a 4-3 game. A clutch hit from Rick Cerrone. So Anderson, 18 batters deep, 65 pitches, 4 1/3, 4 hits. The home run to Rice. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. Boggs is 0 for 2, 1 for 4 now on the series. Anderson looks in and pitches. Fly ball to right. Moses doesn't even really have to move. He'll make the catch, and Cerrone goes back. So 2 out for Marty Barrett. Marty is 0 for 2. It's now a heavy rain. The folks at ABC who would be telecasting this in 88 are in contact with the American Legal Office. This would have been an 8 o'clock first, or 8:10 first pitch. And so an hour and 49, so we'd be at 10 o'clock Eastern time. One-run game, pitch to Barrett. There's a slow chopper down to Gaetti, dodges the drops, throws to Herbeck. Barrett can run, and he is in there. He's safe. Beat out the bang-banger. So here's Dwight Evans, Dewey 0 for 2 with a K. Hurst in a rain delay probably wouldn't come back. And Anderson's probably too nervous at this point. So first and second, 2 out here in the 5th, and the Red Sox already have a run in. Pitch to Dewey, gets away from Loudner, and everybody moves up 90. So second and third on the wild pitch, and it's a 1-1 count. So here is the kid Anderson pitching to the wily veteran Evans. 4-3 Twins, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 struck him out, and Anderson pumps his fist as he goes back to the dugout. It's pouring here in Boston. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, however. We go to the 6th on a soggy night on the back bay. Twins 4, Red Sox 3. And here is Gary Gaetti. Gary has homered and doubled and driven in 3 of the 4 Twins runs. Fly ball to left. Back goes Green. Well, and that ball is again high off the wall. Gaetti stopped for a brief moment to see if it was gone. He has been handed a piece of paper to sign as Gene Larkin steps in. 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. And Gary Gaetti has now certified that he is indeed Bruce Hurst's daddy. My word. 3 for 3 and 3 monster shots. Larkin has doubled and scored. He's 1 for 2. In the left center, Burks. 1 out. Gaetti goes back. At the point now where Bob Stanley would start to get loose. My nose itches. I think what we don't want to do as the heavy rain continues is you make a change and then they would put the tarp on the field. Gagne 1 for 2 with an RBI. Got him. That's 3 for Hurst. A 1-2 fastball chased. So here's Loudner. Tim is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Stanley loosening in the Red Sox pen. Lamp got the win yesterday. Pitch to Loudner. There's a fly ball in the left center, and that's going to get down. Gaetti will score. Loudner is into second, and it's a 5-3 game. So Hurst will get Moses. The only reason why I'm hesitating is I don't want to burn Stanley in a rain delay. Moses is 0 for 2. It's interesting. So what do you guys think about that? Regular season game, I'm not too concerned. But in games, so how would you handle it? In games where you have weather is a factor, and you know that it's raining heavy, do you bring in the reliever anyway, knowing that a rain delay could screw him up? Moses is 0 for 2. One of the curious things about Action PC is it really is a factor. Pitch to Moses. Ball 4, and I think that's it for Hurst. Dan Gladden is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 27 batters deep. Hurst 118 pitches. 5 2/3, 9 hits. The home run to Gaetti, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Morgan comes out. Hurst, they say he's strong. So how would you handle that? You got Gardner. Yeah, Gus says, I wonder why the game wasn't called by the AI at the beginning. Because I have it set to play out. That's why. You guys are paying for an hour of entertainment, and I'm going to give you an hour of entertainment. I think you pull Hurst to save him for another game. He would go either in Game 5 or in Minnesota, which if the Twins win is a certainty, or a Game 6 back at Fenway. I'm going to go with Wes Gardner because he's going to be the odd man out in the rotation. Because Boddicker obviously will start Game 3. And then you got options for Game 4. So we're going to go with Gardner. If it was a bigger lead, I would go with Smithson. But Wes Gardner did both, bullpen and starting. He threw 31 times, started 18 games, 9-7, a 4.27 ERA, and this would not preclude him from starting Game 4 if needed, because there'd be 2 days off between. So you get the travel day tomorrow, and then all of Game 4. 27 years old, fastball at 92, a fly ball plus pitcher. Against the Twins, he made one start and threw 3 relief appearances, 15 2/3, 16 hits, 8 runs. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts. However, he went 2-0 with a 4.60 ERA. He last pitched on the 2nd. He faced one batter in a 14-3 blowout to Cleveland. He threw 4 pitches. His last start came on September 26th. 4 2/3, 99 pitches, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, a home run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And the loss. Now, again, if weather wasn't a factor, or we already had the rain delay, the move is Stanley. But you don't want to bring Stanley in and have a long rain delay. The gamble is here, use Gardner, see if the rain finally causes a delay, and then go with what you got. 154 innings for Wes, 134 hits, 79 runs, 73 earned, 22 homers, walked 53, and struck out 120. So Loudner on second, Moses on first, enough blabbing here. 5-3 the score, 2 out in the top of the 6th. Gladden is 0 for 3 with a K. Gardner deals. There's a ground ball to Reed, and it will remain a 5-3 game. The throw to first, inning over. So that'll do it. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at Fenway. Minnesota 5, Boston 3. So Greenwell, Burks, and Rice. And Mike is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There's a fly ball, center field. Back goes Kirby. 1 out. It is now down to rain. I think the weather randomly changes every 10 minutes. So the heavy stuff is there, and now it's a rain. Ellis Burks 0 for 1. A run scored, a stolen base, and a walk. Pitch from Anderson. There's a ground ball to Gagne, and he won't be able to play it. That's an error. First error for the Twins, first error for Gagne, and Rice is the tying run. So the wheels turn again. Rice is 1 for 2. He homered in the 2nd. Anderson feeling a bit soggy out there. Throws to first, and Burks is back and isn't going to go. Now he goes to home, and Rice grounds this one into left for a base hit. So first and second for Todd Benzinger. Benzinger has walked and scored and singled. They haven't retired him since the grand slam in Game 1. Anderson, a bit nervous out there. I'm looking today in that outcome box, and it says 3 runs, 0.8. I watched the clip of the grand slam, and you know what? He had a 7% chance of hitting a grand slam. Pitch to Benzinger. Struck him out. 2 away. A 1-2 fastball outside for Jody Reed, who singled his last time up. He has singled and bunted. Red Sox have only left on 3. The Twins have left on 5. Pitch to Reed. There's a ground ball to Gagne. He will atone for his error by going to second, and that will take care of the Red Sox in the 6th. 1 run, or no runs, a hit, and an error. We go to the 7th on this rainy night in Boston, 5-3 Twins. So Herbeck and Puckett. Gardner essentially on his throw day. Isn't going to go 70 pitches. Tommy 1 for 3. He has singled, stolen a base, and scored. And that's into right center for a hit. Hurst digging for 2 has a double. For Kent Herbeck. Oof. And that will do it for Gardner. It'll be oof. They ever get Bolton? There really isn't anyone the computer thinks can get Herbeck out. Wow. I'm leery about Bolton, although he's on the roster for a reason. Gardner is obviously, if they need a 4 starter, is going to be it. So out goes Gardner. In comes time, love, and tenderness. Tom Bolton, 26 years old, 18 appearances, 1-0, a 4.03 ERA. He did face the Twins. Actually pitched reasonably well against them back in July. Last pitched on the 2nd in that 14-3 shellacking by Cleveland. 1 inning, 32 pitches, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned and a walk. 29 innings, 28 hits, 13 runs, all earned, a home run, 10 walks, and 18 strikeouts. Nobody out, 7th inning. Herbeck 1 for 3 with a double. Bolton deals. Walked him. Glad I did that, huh? So first and second. Oh, nobody out for Kirby Puckett, who's 1 for 3. A single and a run scored. Twins 5, Red Sox 3. Nobody out, top of the 7th. Base hit right center. Saw that one coming. Burks will pick it up. Her around third and will hold for Gary Gaetti. Oh, boy. So now in will come Bob Stanley. Red Sox over-managing here. Bob Stanley, 64 appearances. Fan favorite in the chat, 5-2, a 3.45 ERA. 34 years old, the Steamer, when he throws a fastball, 84, and a ground ball pitcher. He was ejected. He must have hit somebody. They got in a fight on Saturday the 1st. We didn't do that game. He went 1 inning, 19 pitches, a hit. It said something. He gave up 2 runs and a strikeout. My word. 104 1/3 on the regular year. 107 hits. 44 runs, 40 earned, 5 homers. He walked 41 and struck out 60. So, Her on third. Herbeck on second. Puckett on first. In a 5-3 ball game. Pitch to Gaetti. Oh, are you kidding me? And Gary Gaetti gets Homer Simpsoned. It's now 6-3, and Gaetti now is driven in 4. Pitch hit him on the ribs. Here's Larkin. Gene 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. He told the batter not to call him choker again. Well, he shouldn't be wearing one. Pitch to Larkin. There's a base hit into left field. Herbeck's going to score. Puckett's going to score. Gaetti will round third and score. Stanley has coughed up a huge hairball. Larkin's got a double. It's 9-3. So here's Gagne, 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and driven in a run. The back page of the Herald is calling for Joe Morgan's head. Pitch to Gagne. Gone. So it's 11-3 now as Gagne puts it in the screen in left center field. And Bob Stanley's the postseason adventures of Bob Stanley get an NC-17 rating. That was crushed. No doubt about it. My word. I don't think this song was out yet, but if it was, they'd be playing Phil Collins' I Wish It Would Rain Down right on me on this rainy night in Boston with the Twins a 6th spot here in the 7th. Loudner, if Stanley can get anybody out, is 1 for 3, a double, an RBI, and a strikeout. Stanley deals. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs over to Benzinger, and finally we have one out. So Stanley's ERA for the game is now 81. John Moses is 0 for 2 with a walk. 11-3 Minnesota. Into left center. Back goes Burks. Back goes Greenwell, and that is high off the wall. And Moses parts the seas with a double. Go ahead, let me have it in the chat. Dan Gladden is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. The Twins came to play today, didn't they? They got 3 in the second, including a 2-run mammoth shot by Gaetti, 1 in the third, 1 in the 6th. And between Gaetti, Larkin, and Gagne, they have driven in 10 of the 11 runs. Pitch to Gladden. There's a ground ball to first. Benzinger. 2 out. Tommy Herr, 2 for 4. Tommy has singled, doubled, scored twice, and stolen a base. Stanley deals. There's a base hit in the right center. So Tommy's got himself a single. That's his 3rd hit of the day. Since when did the Vikings get invited to Fenway? It's 1967, and the Patriots are playing the Vikings. Kent Herbeck is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. The Twins have a 7 spot here. Fred Cox hit the extra point. 12-3 Minnesota. Cerrone tells Stanley that, just stop. Stop. Catch away from Cerrone, but nobody can move. And it's a 2-2 count. Chopper to Barrett. Marty throws to first. And it's stretch time. 12-3. Well, the Minnesota Lumber Company came to town. 7 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. So the Minnesota 9 outs away from taking a split here at Fenway. They lead 12-3. Rick Cerrone 1 for 2 with an RBI. Now you're just going to bring in the back of the Red Sox rotation unless they can actually get something going here in the 7th. Pitch to Cerrone. Struck him out. That is a good start. A 1-2 fastball outside. How you doing, Philip Reynolds? Wade Boggs is 0 for 3. Alan Anderson, 27 batters in his playoff debut. 94 pitches. 6 1/3. 6 hits. The home run to Rice. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Anderson deals. And he got Boggs again. Wow. An 0-2 fastball inside. 2 out for Marty Barrett, 1 for 3. Marty has a single. Anderson's pitch. And there's a ground ball to Gagne. Over to Herbeck. We go to the 8th. Minnesota 12, Boston 3. So Mike Smithson will come in. Smithson actually had a pretty good year. 11-5, a 3.68 ERA. 23 games, 18 starts. He's 33. Fastball at 85, a fly ball pitcher. His job gets 6 outs. He hasn't pitched since September 27th. We did that game. 7 innings where he bore down 106 pitches, 5 hits, 2 runs both earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts, and got the win. He knew he wasn't going to be in the rotation come October. 134 2/3, 112 hits, 66 runs, 55 earned, 20 homers. He walked 40 and struck out 80. Kirby Puckett, 2 for 4. He has singled twice and scored twice. Twins, 12 runs, 15 hits and an error, and they left on 6. The Red Sox, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and they've left on 5. On this rainy night, Puckett hits it into right field. Dewey coming in, and will make the catch. 1 out. For Gary Gaetti, who is 3 for 3 tonight, he has homered and doubled high off the monster twice. He has driven in 4 of Minnesota's 12 runs and scored 3 of them. And he walked. He also was hit by a pitch his last time up. They have not retired him in this ballgame. Gene Larkin, 2 for 4. He's doubled twice and driven in 3. Twins only scored 1 run in game 1. They got 12 tonight. Ground ball to first. Benzinger. Reed 1, and Larkin's going to reach as there's no throw. 2 out for Greg Gagne, who is 2 for 4. Greg homered in the 7th. He has also singled and driven in 3. In the left, Greenwell makes the catch, and that'll do. So a good inning from Smithson. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Minnesota 12, Boston 3. So Evans, Greenwell, and Burks. Dewey 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Anderson has given the Twins everything they possibly could have asked for. 7+ innings of a quality start in an LCS game on the road. Pitch to Evans. Slow chopper to Gagne, over to Herbeck. 1 out. So game 3 of this series, Sunday. We're still thinking evening for this one, guys. Mike Greenwell is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Anderson deals. There's a fly ball, left center. Puckett moving over. Will make the catch. 2 out. Mike Boddicker will start game 3 in Minneapolis for Boston. Not sure who I'm going to start for Minnesota. With a split, you might take Blyleven at home. I think they would have gone with Blyleven even with his record. And if you need to, that saves Les Straker for game 4 if Viola can't go. Ellis Burks is 0 for 2. He has stolen a base, walked, and scored. And with this result, we know that we're going to be playing all 3 in Minneapolis. Pitch to Burks. Slow chopper over the mound. Gagne over to Herbeck. And Burks is retired. We go to the ninth. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, 12-3 Twins. So Loudner, Moses, and Gladden to Faith Smithson. And the good news is he seems to have found a niche as a long reliever. Smithson, not Loudner. Tim is 1 for 4. He doubled, drove home a run, and struck out. Pitch to Loudner. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs has it over to Benzinger for the out. You would think, as John Moses is 1 for 3, a double, a run scored, and a walk, that Clemens would go that the computer would allow Clemens to go game 4. But we didn't use Gardner for that many pitches. I'd imagine Wes on 2 days rest, he'd only threw a handful of pitches, would be ready to go. Pitch to Moses. Ground ball to Barrett. Over to Benzinger. 2 out. I guess this takes care of Smithson being the fourth starter. Oh, it's only thrown 20 pitches. Dan Gladden is 0 for 5, believe it or not, and 0 for 9 on the series. 2 out, 12 runs, 15 hits, and an error for the Twins. They've left on 7. Pitch to Gladden. There's a base hit. Danny's on the hit club, and everybody's on. So here's Tommy Hurd. Tommy 3 for 5. He has singled and doubled. 5 for 8 now on the series. An RBI today. 2 runs scored and a stolen base. That's laced into center field. Just get the third out. Just get the third out. Just get the third out. Demos. Demos, who's doing a wonderful job with the A's and the Pirates from 73. Smithson is probably too tall to be a short reliever. Kent Herbeck. Oh, is he tired? Ugh. 1 for 4. A double, a run scored, and a walk. And Demos will be happy to know that Bob Stanley coughed up a hairball the size of Rhode Island out of the pen. Pitch to Herbeck. There's a fly ball, left center. Burks rides the Schwinn, and that'll do it. So that'll do. Alan Anderson gave the Twins 8 innings. What a performance. Keith Atherton will come in to get the last 3, 12-3 Twins. So Atherton was a very good reliever for the Twins in the replay. He went 3-4 with a 2.56 ERA, 56 games. He's 29 years old, fastball 87, and a fly ball pitcher. He last pitched on the 29th in an 8-3 win over Oakland. He went 1 inning and threw 13 pitches and a strikeout. Overall, 77 innings, 63 hits, 24 runs, 22 earned, 9 homers, 25 walks, and 32 strikeouts. And if you're wondering, Reardon didn't go for the Twins unless Atherton messes up here in the 2 games in Boston. As I told Sean DeMarco the other day, he would have pitched the 9th in a 1-1 tie, but Gonzalez allowed the grand slam to Benzinger, and so he wasn't needed. And with the 9-run lead, you don't need him. Jim Rice homered in the 2nd. He's 2 for 3, singled, and scored. Into right center, Moses moseys over. 1 out. And so we will pinch hit for Todd B. Larry Parrish had a remarkable 52 games with the Red Sox. He hit .275, 11 homers, and 39 RBI. And will probably play against the right-handed starter of either Lylevin or Straker in Game 3. Pitch to Parrish. Struck him out. Good job. So the Red Sox down their last out, 9 to tie and 10 to win. What do you think? As Jim Carey says, so you're saying there's a chance. Jody Reed is 1 for 2 with a single and a sacrifice bunt. in the left center. Kirby series is tied. So in the end, the Twins with a convincing 12-3 win to make this a 1-1 series. It rained all the way through, 3 hours and 12 minutes of rain. The Twins 12 runs, 17 hits in an hour. They left on 9, but when you score 12, you don't care. For the Red Sox, 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. They left on 5. I think it goes without saying that Gary Gaetti is your digital dice MVP. A home run and 2 doubles and 4 RBI. Anderson gets a huge win because he wasn't all that settled out there. Did just fine. 8 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. The homer to Rice. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Atherton a clean 9th. For the Red Sox, I guess I could take responsibility for it, but they just didn't pitch all that well. Bruce Hurst, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned. A homer to Gaetti, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Gardner, again, he only threw 9 pitches. So if they need him in Game 4, Bruce Hurst pitched more like Patty. Gardner, if you need him, should be available for Game 4. Tom Bolton came in to pitch to Kent Herbeck, and the less said about that, the better. And Bob Stanley was my nightmare. 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, the massive homer by Gagne. And Smithson came in 2 innings to close it out, 2 scoreless innings and a walk. So we will have a split doubleheader for you Sunday. People, one last call. Which game you want first? Sox and Twins from Minnesota or Reds and Mets from New York? So here's how these 2 series have played out so far. The Reds took Game 1 in New York, or in Cincinnati, 4-2. It was Danny Jackson over Dwight Gooden. In Game 2, it was Tom Browning over Bob Ojeda, 4-3. Then later on, the Red Sox beat the Twins 5-1, thanks to the grand slam by Todd Benzinger. Clemens struck out 11, and then just a moment ago, Minnesota owned Boston 12-3. Gary Gaetti, a massive homer and 2 doubles, and he drove in 4. So that will take care of things on a Friday. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday. It'll be a split doubleheader. The first game at noon. Then we'll clear out the stadium. You guys can watch some football. I can get a nap in, and we'll see you at 7:30. My guess is we're going to do NL first and then AL. And don't forget, Monday and Tuesday will be night games because I have stuff to do on the noon hour on both days. So Monday and Tuesday, 7 Eastern time, Game 4 of the NLCS Monday, and Game 4 of the ALCS on Tuesday. Pete, I think we're doing that. So it'll be the Reds and the Mets at noon, leading into the NFL for most of you, and then coming out of it, the Red Sox and the Twins from Minneapolis. And so thank you so much, as always, for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you Sunday for playoff baseball. So long, everybody.